For the fiscal year ending March 2025, Nintendo's profit fell by 43.2%, and sales also declined by 30.3% from the previous year. Sales of Nintendo Switch titles declined by 13.5% from the previous year. Players are increasingly frustrated by the substantial price hikes across its newest titles, with a steep $20 increase, with games jumping to $80 for digital copies and a staggering $90 for physical releases. Despite these premium prices, Nintendo appears to be cutting corners in game development. Additionally, charging an extra $10 merely for a better running port is considered excessive by many fans. So in this video, we will explore how Nintendo's greed is destroying itself. Nintendo traditionally positioned itself as the accessible option in gaming. Unlike Sony and Microsoft, who typically lose money on console hardware, Nintendo designed its business model to profit from every unit sold while keeping prices reasonable. This approach manifested most visibly with the Nintendo Switch, priced at an approachable $299 for the standard model and $199 for the Switch Lite. During pandemic lockdowns, the Switch became so essential for families that units sold at more than 50% premium in aftermarket sales. Furthermore, Nintendo maintained an extensive catalogue of games priced under $19.99, making gaming accessible to families with varying budgets. Throughout its history, Nintendo prioritized innovation and creativity over raw technical power. The company built its reputation on groundbreaking developments like the NES Directional Pad, Nintendo 64's 3D Worlds, and the revolutionary Wii Remote. Moreover, Nintendo consistently embraces a gameplay-first philosophy, creating fun mechanics before developing characters and storylines around them. This approach extends beyond games to creative tools like Game Builder Garage, which teaches programming basics through guided lessons, continuing a tradition started with classics like Mario Paint that sold 2.3 million units. The foundation of Nintendo's brand identity rests significantly on nostalgia. With the average gamer now 35 years old, many players grew up during Nintendo's formative years and maintain strong emotional connections to its franchises. Similar to Disney, Nintendo creates experiences that adults remember from childhood and eagerly share with their children. This multi-generational appeal allows iconic characters like Mario and Zelda to be passed down like cultural touchstones. Nintendo maintains this balance by carefully updating beloved franchises while preserving their core appeal, a formula that maintains fan loyalty without constant aggressive marketing for new releases. Nintendo's recent business decisions reveal a fundamental shift in corporate priorities, with profit maximization increasingly taking precedence over player experience and value. The Switch 2 launched at $450, a startling $150 jump over the original console's price. Subsequently, game pricing has undergone dramatic inflation, with standard titles increasing from $59.99 to $69.99. This trend continues with premium releases like Mario Kart World commanding $80 for digital copies and an unprecedented $90 for physical versions. Meanwhile, Nintendo has implemented a two-tier pricing system, with different games receiving different price tags. Donkey Kong, Bonanza at €70 digital and €80 physical, versus Mario Kart World at €80 digital and €90 physical. Even more concerning, Nintendo has raised prices across its entire hardware lineup. OLED model went from $350 to $400. Standard Switch went from $300 to $340, and Switch Lite went from $200 to $230. Beyond inflated prices, Nintendo now charges additional fees for features previously included at purchase. Players must pay nominal fees for major improvements in games like The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, or subscribe to the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack. Furthermore, Nintendo's approach to online services has been widely criticized for poor connectivity and outdated infrastructure while simultaneously charging subscription fees. Perhaps most troubling, Nintendo appears to be actively leveraging its loyal fan base's goodwill for financial gain. The company maintains premium pricing on decade-old titles with minimal improvements, creating what gamers call the Nintendo tax. Throughout its entire 8-year lifespan, the original Switch never received an official price cut, contrary to historical industry patterns where consoles typically decrease in price over time. Beyond corporate profit margins, Nintendo's evolving business practices have created tangible consequences for everyday players. Nintendo made players receive a limited, revocable license rather than true ownership. Consequently, digital games can vanish without warning, as evidenced when Nintendo deleted Mario Maker 2 levels stored offline on players' devices. Once removed from servers, downloaded courses disappeared entirely, unlike the original game, where offline copies remained playable. Particularly affected are those without reliable internet access. The Switch 2's backward compatibility requires online connection for firmware updates, leading one critic to note, physical media collectors want to be able to play their cartridges in 10 to 20 years, and requiring a connection to servers that may not exist then defeats the purpose. This creates a growing division between affluent consumers who can afford premium titles and those relying on free-to-play options. Moreover, Nintendo issued over 1,300 copyright claims against a YouTube channel merely sharing Nintendo game soundtracks that weren't officially available elsewhere. Likewise, Nintendo has aggressively pursued legal action against tournaments and fan projects, leading one fan to conclude, "I love Nintendo, but they suck when it comes to this kind of stuff." So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Hit the subscribe button and like this video for more such content.